Why do you feel like you're caged in? Look where I am. Doesn't it look like I've been caged in? The subconscious mind is always reflecting something to you. So I think to myself in situations like this, where am I caging myself in? What's really in control of my life? Is it me, or is it a greater intelligence? Or is the greater intelligence within me? Are we one and the same thing? But as I ask this question, I realise it's my responsibility to change things. And I'm actually really quite happy here. Look where I am. It's okay, I'm just chilling. You know, appreciate where you are. There may be some negatives, but there also are always positives. And it really depends on how we view the situation. And as a leader, I know it's my responsibility to step up in certain times when change is needed. Because all my life I've been given scenarios and situations where the people around me seem to be indecisive, and maybe God was testing me. Can I be decisive in this time? I would recommend that you ask yourself this question. If you're sort of fed up and you want change in your life, if there's something that needs changing, are you going to be the one to change it? Or are you going to let your subconscious mind, the patterns in your subconscious mind, just govern you? And they're only going to do that if you just give in and you surrender your will. But you know what? We have willpower, and that is what we should be surrendering to. And that's scary. See, it's not about surrendering to some God out there that's just going to put you in a state of belief and hope. It's actually about recognizing God is speaking to you and through you. But are you ready to hear it? Or are you so clouded by your subconscious mind? So today I want to ask you to check yourself. It's important to do this. 95% of our day is governed by our subconscious mind. So that means we just go around in patterns and we get a bit stagnant, procrastinate sometimes, and maybe there's a better way for things to be done, but we're too focused on what we're doing that we're maybe missing what God is trying to tell us. God's always putting me in situations, and I'm not just trying to make the best decision for all involved. I am trying to do that, but I'm also trying to figure out, why has God put me here? What is the lesson for me right now? Because I recognize reality as a mirror dimension. It's trying to tell you something at all times. Are you aware of it though? Maybe a video like this will help you step into that awareness. Maybe it will help you think, you know what? I know what this was about. I already know what this was about, whatever you're going through. You already know what it's about, but we deny it because of subconscious programming. Maybe the stories that we're running on in our mind. What is the story you're telling yourself about your situation? Is it a story you told yourself? Are you made up? Did someone else make it up? Did someone else make up your story? Because I had this before, where the story and the belief systems that I had were not mine. And I was like, where did these come from? You know, and I started to recognize the story that was running in the subconscious. And even now, I'm choosing to break the mold. That's why I'm just sitting by the pool. You know, I haven't even used this pool. I've used it once since I've been here for a whole month. Because I've just been on a mission and not present enough with what was available. Because let's face it, you might think, oh, I've not got time to do this or that or the other, but actually you probably do have time, but we waste a lot of time, you know. So in order for me to make the best decisions in everyday life, I realize I have to use that creative brain You know, realize that this day is a gift, an opportunity for creation, and I'm here for creation. But most of the time we get a bit paralyzed by our own thoughts, our own beliefs, that maybe it's the energy that you're carrying, the emotions that you're carrying. But I promise you, you can break out of it, and once you do, if you sort of face your fears and break through that barrier, I promise you, you will look back and think, wow, because you're going to have an epic story to tell, and you're going to actually evolve as a person and change as a character, and you're going to be more capable after doing that. So that's really what it means to be a warrior amongst men, because you're choosing to step up and do the right thing, because you already know what the right thing is in every single situation. You just got to learn how to listen to yourself and be brave enough and courageous enough to speak your truth in any given situation. This shifts the energy, the energetic field, whatever you want to call it. It shifts it, and now you start creating a different kind of simulation, because the world is simulated, if you haven't noticed by now. It's holographic in nature, which may be a little bit scary because it requires you taking your power back and maybe taking responsibility for some things that have happened in your life. But when they talk about when you die and you get placed, your heart is weighed on the scales, and if your heart is as light as a feather, you go to heaven, right? That's what they were saying in Egypt. You know, they have the scales and they weigh your heart against a feather. Well, it's time to do that in your own life before it's too late. You know, don't wait for it to be too late. You know, because as we get older and older, the windows of opportunity start to close, which can be a scary thought, but it's a beautiful thought if you realize it now and realize you got time. You know, you got time. There's plenty of time. There's always another chance. Wherever you are, there's always another chance to evolve in consciousness, which is essentially what we're here for. You know, it's not to fulfill some dream you had as a child. Maybe that is a beautiful story as well, but it's essentially to evolve in consciousness, which can be done at any time. So I appreciate you guys. Hope you enjoyed this little video. Support the channel, like, subscribe, and thank you for being here. And until next time, peace and love, my friends.